All right, so we're going to go through lesson 5.3 here. You should have this front and back note sheet in front of you that you need to fill out as we go along. Here we go. Question number 1. Each of the graphic novels in Chen's collection has increased in value by $3.50 in the last few years. If each graphic novel has the same value, what was the original value of one of the graphic novels? So we want to find in this problem the original value of one graphic novel. We're going to call that X because we don't know what it is. So let's start with that. Let's start with X. We know that each increased in value by $3.50. To show an increase in value, we're going to take the X and we're going to add $3.50. Right? Now, if we look over here to the right, it tells us that there's 10 graphic novels in this collection. So we know that this happened to 10 different novels. So we're going to multiply this whole thing by 10. We also know that the current value is $75. So this has to equal $75. So now we need to solve this equation. We should remember from our last unit that anytime we see a number multiplied by parentheses, it's telling us to use the distributive property, and we need to do that first, and that's still going to apply now. So we're going to take the 10 and multiply it by the X. Remember, the distributive property says we multiply everything outside of a set of parentheses by what's inside. So we're also going to take 10 and multiply it by $3.50. So 10 times $3.50. And that's still going to equal $75. We can go ahead and do our multiplication. 10 times x is 10x. 10 times $3.50 is $35. And our current price is still $75. Now this looks like an equation that we know how to solve. We've been practicing solving this. We need to get rid of the extra $35, so we're going to subtract 35 from both sides. 35 minus 35 becomes 0, so we have 10x equals 75 minus 35 is 40. And then to undo the 10, we're going to divide both sides by 10, and we get x equals 4. So the original value of each comic book was, or graphic novel, was $4. Let's go back quickly and just recap what we did. We knew that there were 10 books. Each book started at X dollars, so the original value of all those books was 10 times X. We also know that each book increased by $3.50, so the total amount that the collection increased was 10 times $3.50, or 35. Once we used the distributive property, we could solve our equation. Let's take a look at the first triad. You're going to be answering parts of this by yourself and entering the answer into the PlayPosit before moving on. First one. A collector has a box of 32 figurines. The value of each figurine increased by $2.32 over the past year. The box of figurines is now worth $114.24. What was the original cost? They want us to use X of one of the figurines. Write and solve an equation to find your answer. So obviously we need to write an equation first. Go ahead and write an equation and then see if it matches any of the ones that are in the PlayPosit. Okay, so we started with X dollars for each figurine, and their price increased by $2.32. So we're going to take that original value of X and add $2.32. And we know that the current value of all of them is $114.24. And we know that there were 32 of these figurines. So we're going to take that X times 2 plus 232 and multiply it by 32. So 32 figurines that started as X dollars and increased by $2.32 each. Now I'd like you to solve the equation and then put your answer into the PlayPosit. Okay, so the first step we need to do is distribute. 32 times X is 32X plus 32 times $2.32 is $74.24. And that still equals our $114.24. Right? We know how to solve this. We need to get rid of the 74.24 first by subtracting. So we're going to subtract 74.24 from each side of the equation. That's 32x equals 114.24 minus 74.24 is going to give us $40. And then to solve this, we're going to divide each side by 32. And we get a final answer of x equals 125. So the original value of each of these figurines was $1.25. All right, convince me. Could the equation 32x plus $2.32 equals $114.24 be used to solve this problem? Type an answer into the PlayPosit. I want to see what you say, and then we'll explain it. Okay, so looking at this, I see a 32x, which we also had up here in our problem, but they have a $2.32 where we had a 74.24. So the answer to this is no. We could not use this because whoever did this did not multiply the $2.32 by the 32 books. So they are saying that the whole collection increased by $2.32 instead of saying that each book or each figurine increased by $2.32. All right, let's go to the back. New example, example number 2 at the top. Solve the equation. The only thing different about this one is, well, number 1, we don't have to write an equation for it, but number 2, we have a negative. So it's very important, as always, that we pay attention to our negative signs. So let's just go through this first one quickly. We need to distribute first. Anytime we see a number times parentheses, we always do the distributive property first, no matter what. So we're going to take negative 5 times s. So we have negative 5 times s plus negative 5 times 30. My 5s don't look the best today. Equals negative 17. We do our multiplication. Negative 5 times s is negative 5s plus negative 5 times 30 is negative 150 equals negative 17. And now we need to solve this. We need to get rid of a negative 150 or an add negative 150. So we're going to add positive 150. The opposite of adding a negative 150 is to add a positive 150 to each side. Okay. If I split my equation, those cancel out. I have negative 5 times s equals negative 17 plus 150. Be very, very careful here. Negative 17 plus 150 is positive 133. Don't lose track of that negative. It's not positive 167. The last thing we need to do here is divide by negative 5. Our final answer is s equals negative 26.6. Okay? You try the next one. Put your answer into the PlayPosit. All right, so very quickly, we first need to do negative 6 times n, which is negative 6n, plus negative 6 times 27 is negative 162, equals negative 29. We're going to add 162 to both sides. We get negative 6n equals negative 29 plus 162 is 133, just like the last problem. We're going to divide by negative 6, and we get n equals negative 22 and 1/6. Negative 22 and 1/6. All right, last one here involves some fractions. Okay, let's walk through this together. The cheerleading squad received 1/4 of the total sales of foam fingers and pom-poms at a pep rally. The squad received a total of $136.75. What was the value of the pom-poms in sales P? Okay? So let's start by our equals part. That's really easy. The squad received a total of $136.75. Okay? Now, in order to get that, they get 1/4 of the total sales of foam fingers and pom-poms. Now, we know that foam fingers were $258, and we're trying to find pom-pom sales, P. So we need 1/4 of that total. So let's write the total of foam fingers and pom-poms, right? So foam fingers is $258, and pom-poms, well, we don't know what that is. That's P. Now, we don't get to keep all the sales. We get 1/4 of the total. Now, we know that the word of means to multiply, but we need to multiply by the total. So we're going to show that by putting the total in parentheses and multiply it by 1/4. Notice here now we have a distributive property problem. We have 1/4 of the total amounts. So we just need to solve this, right? Like we have been, we're going to distribute first. 1/4 times 258 is 1/4 P I'm sorry. Let's try that again. 1/4 times 258 is 6450. 1/4 times P is 1/4 P. And our total is $136.75. We're going to subtract 6450 on both sides. And we get 1/4 P equals $72.25. Now we have 1/4 times that, so we need to divide both sides by 1/4. I'm running out of space there, but I'm dividing both sides by 1/4. Dividing by 1/4 is actually the same as multiplying by 4, so we're going to get $289. So they made $289 from the sale of pom-poms.